parents. How did it feel when your child turned into a walking disaster? My 11-year-old daughter started acting like a grown woman, and I thought it was just early puberty stuff. But then I realized something much darker was happening. My daughter was one of those girls who hit puberty like a freight train. One month she was my little girl in Pokemon t-shirts. The next month I was desperately searching the junior section because nothing in kids' sizes would button across her chest. She started noticing the attention before I could pretend it wasn't happening. We were at Target when she said, casual as anything, that the man in electronics had followed us to 3 different aisles. She didn't sound scared, just stated it like a fact, like she was telling me it might rain. It got bad when she started consuming content that no 11-year-old should even know existed. Her iPad history at 2 a.m. showed romance novels about CEOs and secretaries, bookmark folders labeled dark romance and age gap. She discovered Wattpad, an archive of our own, reading explicit stories about innocent girls and men who know better. Her YouTube algorithm had shifted completely. Makeup tutorials for that clean girl aesthetic, how to look expensive, feminine energy that drives men crazy. She was watching videos about how to walk in heels, how to make your voice sound more sultry, how to flirt without being obvious. When I tried to stop her from consuming that content, she turned into someone I didn't recognize. She started using therapy speak to manipulate every conversation. I was gaslighting her when I set boundaries, being toxic when I said no to crop tops, emotionally abusive for taking her phone at night. She'd learned these words somewhere and weaponized them perfectly. Her friend group shifted overnight. The girls her age were suddenly so immature and childish. She gravitated toward 8th graders, then high schoolers who'd wave at her during pickup. Started lying with disturbing ease. She was at the library, but really at Starbucks with older kids, at Emma's house, but actually at the mall. She'd figured out how to delete specific texts while keeping others, clear only certain parts of her history, created fake contact names. Emma mom was really someone named Tyler. She started sitting differently, legs crossed like an adult, hand gestures while talking that she'd copied from somewhere. At family dinners, she'd insert herself into adult conversations about work drama and relationships, offering advice like she was 30. When we visited relatives, she spent the entire time with the adults, laughing at jokes she shouldn't understand, making comments about wine and coffee preferences she didn't have. The secrets multiplied like cancer. Her phone became Fort Knox. Password changed weekly. Face ID disabled so I couldn't use it while she slept. She'd angle the screen away reflexively. Muscle memory from constant deception. I found out from another mom that my daughter had been telling everyone she was 16, not 11, with a whole fabricated backstory about being held back. Started lying about everything. Library visits that were really mall trips with high schoolers, study groups that didn't exist, sleepovers at houses I'd never heard of. Her bedroom door stayed locked constantly, music blasting to cover phone conversations. She stopped talking to me entirely. Dinner became silent warfare. One-word answers while scrolling under the table. Her former best friend's mom called, concerned. Apparently my daughter had told the girl she'd outgrown their friendship. At her spring concert, she wore the required black dress, but she'd altered it somehow. Taken in the waist, shortened the hem. She looked like a teenager, not an 11-year-old. As she walked across the stage, I watched fathers' heads turn and follow her movement. These weren't strangers. They were soccer dads, PTA volunteers, my neighbor. Their gazes lingered a beat too long before they caught themselves. But what disturbed me most was her awareness of it. She wasn't innocent to the attention anymore. She expected it and seemed to feed off it. After the performance, she didn't run to me like the other kids ran to their parents. She stood with the older performers, laughing at something on someone's phone. When I finally got her attention, she rolled her eyes and mouthed 5 more minutes, like I was embarrassing her. That night, I waited until she was asleep and took her phone. I saw a messaging app I didn't recognize, Discord. Hundreds of messages with someone called Jake from basketball. The profile picture showed a teenage boy, maybe 17. But reading through the conversations, something felt off. He was too understanding, too perfect in his responses. Your mom just doesn't understand that you're mature for your age. Parents always want to keep their daughters little girls forever. You're special, not like other kids your age. Full story on channel and linked below.